Hey, Chris House fans. I still always want to say Chris House Facebook fans. Just shows me how much of a habit that is. But it's YouTube. YouTube. Charlie, what are you saying, buddy? Look at him all sneaky down in there. He's a good animal. He's a good egg. New ECX AMP MT. I really had my doubts. Like, and I know I'm speaking that like past tense. People are like, ooh, had your doubts, that means you like it? Okay. So I don't know why I assume this. I like to order new stuff in and actually look at it on my own time and try to get myself excited. So I'm just going to dive into it, okay? I always like explaining it a little bit. Now, I thought this was going to be like a 20-piece kind of kit. What I mean, like pre-assembled tranny, pre-assembled, chassis plate, pre-assembled front end, put in like, 24 screws, called a day. Wrong-o, Pongo. Pongo is the name of the male dog in 101 Dalmatians. Bonus points if you got that. Do you know who the female dog was? It's Bernita. Doesn't that blow your mind? I don't know. I was talking to someone a while ago, and it's like, okay, there's Pongo, and then Bernita. I don't get it. I don't get either of them. Charlie, what do you think? Your name's Charlie. It's a good name for a dog. Okay, so, look what I did. I opened this thing up. I'm going to give you some pros and cons. Pros? It's cool little tools. Like, you actually get, like, they actually took some time and, like, came up with a good little tool set. I like it. Like, they're cheesy, but they're one step above base cheese. Like, they're like, they're like Cracker Barrel, like you got like the No Name, and you got Cracker Barrel, but it's really made by the same. I don't know. You know what? I'll just shut up. Okay. So, but look at this. Look at this. Look at this. D bag. Oh no, sorry, bag D. Can't help myself. Look at all those neat little parts in there. Like, it's just like you're building a real kit. I like this. And I'm gonna get why I'm gonna explain to you why I'm so excited. This body is really cool too. I love how they already have like like some lightning bolt kind of stripes up it. So this is kind of like the Traxxas Pro Graphics bodies. Okay, so you essentially buy a can of paint, and that's all you need for the entire kit. Comes with a battery and a charger. Why they can ship us ECX vehicles without chargers, but they can ship us a kit with one? Who knows? Nobody really cares, I guess. But still, now. Pre-assembled shocks kind of takes away a little bit of the fun, but they are oil-filled, which is good, and they don't leak, okay? So I think ECX, and when I say I think, because I don't want to give any company too much credit, okay? I don't even give it with companies that we really, really love, because, I think a lot of companies accidentally do stuff. But here's what I think. I think they actually looked at the way people build kits and were like, listen, let's build something that, let's listen to everybody what they hate, or what they dislike, hate's a strong word, and then let's just come up with our own thing, and let's do it cheap, and let's do it complete, and let's get the ball rolling, and let's kill everybody else in the market. If that was their main goal, I'm pretty sure they absolutely destroyed it and hit the mark. Couple downsides though, let's get to them, okay? You got ball bearings in there too. You have ball bearings, that's exciting, okay? This is a plastic overload kit, okay? Even the servo, I think, is... Oh, yeah, so yeah, they give you, like, plastic rear servo. Pre-mounted tires. Here's the three things that most people hate with any kit. And I'm going to say this from my years of experience building kits and just listening to people. First of all, no one wants to glue tires on rims. Check. Tires are pre-glued on rims. Okay? They're semi-pneumatic. That's bonkers. Nobody likes that, okay? But that's alright. It's fine. It is good. Nobody wants to build shocks, and why I say nobody wants to build shocks is probably the most intimidating part on a vehicle to build, period. And I know a lot of you guys out there in internet land are like, well, I build lots of shocks and it's easy. Yes, you might have, but a lot of people have a hard time with it. I get it. I don't know, like, I used to have a motorcycle, and I loved it. And I sold it to get everything going here years ago, and... There we go. I sold it to get everything going years ago, but, I liked working on it. I could work on the brakes a bit, I could, take a wheel on and off, somewhat confidently, but, like, I never want to work on a chain. Like I never really, I never liked working on the wheels, but like I would do it, and it's so simple. And like everyone's like, well, how can you not do that, right? But that was my caveat, you know, that was my little downside. And shocks, so I'm just taking a personal story there, all right? So shocks are like this for a lot of our customers. I love building shocks for guys. Like a lot of people come in and they're like, hey Chris, you know, I want some shocks, you know? Like, oh, I want one of these millions of pairs of shocks, right? They want them, they need them. But they're like, oh, and a lot of guys won't ask me, and I'll offer. I'm like, hey, you want me to build those for you? They're like, sure. And it's good, okay? So, step number 2. Bodies half painted, okay? This is amazing. A lot of people get really intimidated with painting a body. This makes it almost idiot-proof, which is great, and they're pre-drilled. So, the 3 things people despise in a kit. Glue tires. They don't want to glue their tires. Build the shocks and paint the body. So essentially everything's good to go. Now let's pick on the downside. Let's do it. This speed control. This looks like a giant poo-poo. Okay, I don't like it. It's just. I've seen inexpensive speed controls. This is beyond inexpensive. It's really cheap. Now before you get out there chastising me saying, well, you know, the kit's $200. I get that. It's just there's always room for improvement. Alright, this is a lot of fun. This remote, this is laughable. This is a terrible remote. It's terrible. It's like who thought this was good? But I'll tell you what, for a really basic, cheesy, inexpensive radio that fits in anybody's hands, including kids, it actually fits an adult hand great, so it's not, I wouldn't really market it for kids. And we flip up the cover here, hold on. We got your steering trim and your dual rate for throttle and steering in there, so we can actually attenuate the throttle and turn that down if you want, okay? The remote is functional, but it's ugly as hell. The form is terrible. So, a couple ways I would improve the kit. Let's get some foam in the tires. Let's get, or you can upgrade those later on. Let's get a real 2.4 system in there, but at least they're not using a 2-in-1. Okay? You know, they are using a, you know, a separate speed control, a separate receiver. I'm actually assuming that because I didn't see, like, anything built in with this here. I didn't see an antenna. Wait. Oh, no. Wait. Okay, it is a built-in one. All right. So, and I just like doing these videos on the fly. The reason I like doing the videos on the fly, too, is because you actually get a real video. It's not me, you know, getting prepared for battle and battling things I don't like. So that's a definite big upgrade area, you know, where some guys are like, wow, you know, I like separates, okay? Now, I do too, you know, because if you need a new receiver or a new speed control, you got to replace both. Now, these units are inexpensive, you have to replace them, so don't worry, don't sweat it, it's all good. They come with really good motors, though, the tools, the price point, I think it's around $200-ish kind of thing. Chassis nice, you even get a battery and a charger. Now, here's the thing. Now I'm already prepared for the I want to say, here, let's do this. Okay, let's pick on a Blitzer Beetle for a second. Okay, this is an iconic kit. Now, handling, these are actually going to handle both pretty much the same. Now let's give some pluses to every company out there. Now a lot of people are like, wow, so why am I going to spend more for a Tamiya? First of all, it's Tamiya. Their fit and finish is the best. Okay, it's not an open to discussion thing. It really is the best. Okay, and if you've built Tamiya kits, you guys get it. All right, I've built pretty much one of everything out there by different, you know, major brands. I don't think anybody can argue with Tamiya. Their details on their bodies are mid. But at $229, a lot of guys are like, oh, you know, I still have to buy a battery, a charger, a radio receiver, servo, and a can of paint. You're right. Now, most of the time we can do that stuff for about $100, $120. And you still get a separate, more powerful speed control. And you get a little bit better motor as well. And as far as layout, everything else, these vehicles have some really good engineering. I know they're old school, but they handle well. They'll keep up with something like this. So a lot of guys are going to come in and grab these, and I'm really excited. Mind you, when you spend let's say you spend $150 more on this, you're getting $150 more, right? Now, but if you want to just build something inexpensive and get your beak wet, you know, try something out, this ECX kit is excellent. It really is. Now, now I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, you've got cheap Tamiya kits too, right? So if we pick on, we had this, it was terrible anyways. Okay, now the Grasshopper's really great too. They're $159, so it costs you about $280 to grab that with everything you need, aftermarket electronics, right? So essentially $80 more to get the Tamiya, but you don't get the big size of the ECX as well, and you get tools. You get like a big screwdriver. That's pretty cool, and a little resin handle one. So, I think this is going to be a real winner. I really, really like it. I only ordered in a couple. So we have so much stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's good. So, I want you guys, if you guys have a question, you guys want to see what this kit looks like, come on in, take a look. You know, I don't really want to open the bags up, to be honest with you, but if you want to take a look and see what the plastic quality is like, we have the ECX AMP DB and the AMP MT on display, so you can see what it looks like pre-built. And kudos to ECX. They, you know, ECX has really surprised me in the last 6 months or so, and I gotta tell you, I'm liking what they're doing, and I want to see more of it. I want to see more. I kind of put the bug in Red Cats here too. I'm like, can you guys do something like that? You never know. You never know. Maybe we'll see a, you know, maybe, I won't go too off track here, but I'd like to see more of it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great week. If you have any questions, anything you want to know about the kit, please come in. We'll take the time. We'll explain it to you. All right, guys, have a great day.